I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Unreal Scopes here with Daniel Death. Sorry, I always do that. I always stop you from talking. For another Murder Monday. And as soon as I'm done customizing my character for the Division 2, we can get into it. Because it's fucked up, people. I'm telling you now. It's fucked up. And it pisses me off, and you'll fucking find out why later. Like, obviously murdering's bad. But something about...
Obviously murdering is bad.
But it gets...
We all know that
it gets
bad.
So much worse. Okay, I think we're good.
It's just beyond the murder, that's just bad.
Alright, so we're going to talk about the Watts family murders today. And I am going... Yeah, it's pretty recent. I'm going to say his name once and only once. Because fuck this fucking guy. He does not deserve the any sort of publicity at all. His name is Christopher Lee Watts. That is the name of our murderer. He was having an affair with, what is this? Where'd that go?
I shut you in the vagina.
No. Alright, so he and his wife, Shannon Catherine Watts, were natives of Spring Lake and Aberdeen, North Carolina. She was from North Carolina. He was from Spring Lake. They were married for 6 years. They had 2 daughters, Bella Marie Watts and Celeste Catherine Watts. The family lived in a 5-bedroom home in Frederick, Colorado, which they purchased... fuck. I need to change that. Purchased in 2013. They declared bankruptcy in 2015. I'm shooting people.
Monster, I think I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of him. This happened last year. He was employed by Anadarko Petroleum, while Shannon was an independent representative. She was an independent representative for a multi-level marketing company, Level.
Levy?
It's L-E-V-E-L.
Division agent heading north toward the White House. Looks like they've cut down a group of hyenas and are headed this way.
It's French.
She was selling a product called Thrive. I mean, that's not really too important at all to the story, but just trying to get a little bit of background information on their day-to-day lives. At the time of her death, she was 15 weeks pregnant with a son they plan to name Nico Lee Watts. Shannon returned home from a business trip to Arizona about 1:48 a.m. on August 13, 2018, having received a ride from a friend and colleague. See, Chris was... Oh, I said his name. The bastard was home with the children. Later that day, Shannon and 2 children were reported missing by Atkins' son, the person who dropped her off at her home. Fuck off. They were reported missing because she became concerned when Shannon missed her OBGYN appointment. So the cops did a wellness check. He gave police permission to search the house, which was empty. The police discovered Shannon's purse, phone, wedding ring, and keys inside her car. Well, no, inside, and her car and the children's car seats were also at the house. FBI and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation joined the investigation the next day, August 14th.
Thanks for the help out. Come on over here, agent. Check in with me.
Who am I talking to? Over here. Okay. Alright, so he gave an interview outside his house, pleading for his family to be returned to him because he's a piece of shit. You can see search dogs in the background of the interview while it's going on. He was arrested late on August 15th. According to the arrest affidavit, Watts failed a polygraph test and subsequently confessed to murdering Shannon.
Is you.
He asked to speak to his
Welcome to
father
DC.
before making the confession.
I'm Manny.
According to the affidavit, he was having an
guessing the
affair
division alert brought you here?
and claimed to have asked
Yeah,
for
I'm glad to
separation
see
from
you.
his wife,
Let me show
but
you
lied
exactly
about
how
it to
screwed
begin
you
with.
are.
During the investigation, he
Ever
claimed
since the
Shannon
JTF
had strangled the
imploded,
children in
city's
response to
become
his
a
request for
playground
separation.
murderous
In a fit of
fuckheads.
rage, he
There are
strangled
several
her
main
and
factions
transported the 3
and a whole
bodies
lot
to
of
an
bottom
oil
feeders
site
suck
where
up
he
whatever
worked.
the big dogs miss.
So what
Since
really
the German
happened
settlements are still holding out
are as
against
follows,
all this.
and I'm warning you now.
They
It's
need more
fucked
help
up
than we've
people.
been able to provide,
All right.
especially since the division network went dark.
So they did have the argument. He did tell
That's
her he
Kelsey.
wanted to leave her. He did tell her about
She's
the
one of the
affair.
last surviving agents in
And he told her he
DC.
wanted to leave her.
She's
They had a
operating
fight.
with the theater settlement on a priority mission.
Where are we at?
You should go check in with her. If anyone knows how to get these systems
She
back
went
online.
upstairs. She went to the
her.
bedroom, went to bed. He then strangled her and
introduce
killed her
yourself
in
to
her
the locals
sleep.
while you're at it.
And
It'll
while
comfort them to know
after this, he decided he
there's a new
proceeded to
sheriff
wrap her
in
body in the sheet. And while this happened, Bella walked into the room and asked, "What are you doing with Mom?"
Agent. Head downstairs and
To
check
shoot her off, he then loaded the mother into the
You're gonna need
truck
the edge.
and loaded his 2 kids next to her. So these children were sitting next to their dead mother.
Come on up.
He then drove 45 minutes away from their home to where he worked. He threw Shannon into a shallow ditch on the work site, and then with his one daughter's favorite blanket, Cece was her nickname, Celeste. With her favorite blanket, he smothered her to death. He claims he walked over and dumped the body into an oil tank, walked back to the truck, and when Bella asked him, "Is the same thing going to happen to me as Cece?" He then smothered Cece, Bella as well, and killed her. When their bodies were both found, they were found submerged in an oil tank. Bella's body had signs of struggle. The bodies of Watts' family were located by the authorities on the property of his former employer on August 16th. He had been fired from his job on the 15th, the day of his arrest. Alright, so he was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder, including an additional 1 count per child cited as death of a child who has not yet attained 12 years of age. And he was in the position of and the defendant was in the position of trust, unlawful termination of a pregnancy, and 3 counts of tampering with a deceased human body. Pleaded guilty to the murders on November 6th. The death penalty was not put forward by the district attorney on the request of Shannon's family, which honestly, fuck this guy. I think he should get the death penalty, plain and simple. But that's just me. Like, there are some cases where I don't think the death penalty is necessary, but when this guy clearly murdered his whole family, I think he deserves it, even though...
I think if the person, like, kills a bunch of people or, like, they are no good to society, then they should be put down.
Well,
in
he's
my
serving
opinion.
something like 5 consecutive
That's
life
just my
sentences
opinion.
now or something. That's in here somewhere.
See, what's the point of doing that, though? Like, what's the point
Letting
of having
him
that
live.
person in there until they die? Might as well just put that person down. You
Mm-hmm.
know? Like, what's the point of spending the taxpayers' money is just to keep this person alive and
Okay, I think you can send me
Makes
an
no
invite
sense.
now. Alright, so...
You are now group leader.
They didn't wish for... Shannon's family didn't wish for further deaths. That's why he was not... that's why the death penalty was not brought up. On November 19th, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On December 3rd, 2018, he was moved to an out-of-state location due to security concerns. December 5th, 2018, he arrived at Dodge Correctional Institution in maximum security prison in Wisconsin to serve the remainder of his life sentences. Funeral for the victims was held at Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Pinehurst, North Carolina. Many of the stuffed animals left at the memorial in front of the home were repurposed by the local fire and police departments for young children in crisis situations.
The division has been the only thing holding people together. but reducing the
Now, this
priority
next part
agents are
has been
completely
recently
gone.
reported
They're
on,
not gonna last long without
like,
support.
within like the last week.
Group augmentation.
And this right here is
Okay.
something that just pisses me off. Where'd it go?
Got you now.
Since he's been in prison, he has claimed to have found God.
Reload.
He keeps pictures of his wife and children in his cell and claims to read scripture to them every day, as well as sending scripture to his parents. He says he reads the Bible cover to cover and is quoted saying, "I never knew I could have a relationship with God like I do now. It's like the amazing grace with all of this, but I just wish nobody had to pay any kind of price for this." Also claiming other inmates encouraged him to kill himself, but God helped him get through that. He's also quoted saying, "I just feel like God moved me here for a reason. Hopefully I can help people that way." So that, like, obviously the two children who I believe were ages 2 and 3, just horrible that they got murdered by their father. Alright, so I think the reason that pisses me off the most, him,
Are you able to come in this storage box and get stuff out of here?
sorry, I'm kind of running around. Him being able to just all of a sudden claim to find God, and it's like all of his guilt is absolved, you know what I mean? I think I took a wrong turn somewhere.
To him it is.
Right, like, and if you believe in the Christian faith, like, I'm in no way, like, dissing anybody or anything like that. Like, I understand why people have religion. But if you believe that, you believe in the Christian faith, you believe all that, that means that this motherfucker gets to go to heaven, and then not only that, he's gonna be there with his children and his wife again. And it's like, well, he should have fucking gotten the chair, dude. I fucking, ugh. That's why religion's bullshit to me. This motherfucker gets to kill his wife. Not gets to. He kills his wife and he kills his fucking kids. And then, oh, I found God. Everything's okay. Alright, guys. I will talk to you later.